Hi everybody, Scott here. I want to talk today about another challenge that INFJs can have. I think INFJs do value their selves and their uniqueness and what makes them tick. But I don't think it's like that they want to sit on an island and just kind of enjoy that specialness or that difference. I think there's very much a desire to connect and to be a part of others' worlds, to be understood and to understand others, and to share that side of themselves and bridge that gap. And I think for the most part, INFJs spend most of their time trying to find ways to bridge the gap. The perception that INFJs want to stay in that unique space and be special, I don't think is entirely accurate. I think there is very much a desire to be a part of and to connect. That gap for the INFJ is very real. It's like, in a sense, there can be sort of like a torturous element to it for the INFJ, which is the gap seems to be so easily crossed, or the bridge is can be so easily crossed, yet there never seems to be, very rarely is it crossed, or very rarely do others sort of meet them halfway. And one way to, you could say, cope with this or address this is adopting like a mindset, if you like, that there is no gap. That the gap is kind of like an illusion. It's like the scene in The Matrix where the little boy says to Neo, "There is no spoon."
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon?
It's like, what if there is no gap? What if I take my focus off the gap, off the bridge, and not focus in on the difference or on the disconnect or the lack of connectedness, and putting the focus outside of that. It's like choosing to believe that there isn't a difference, that the INFJ is part of the human race, that they share in the same narrative, the human story, if you like, as everybody else. Yes, it happens from a different place, but that there is a sharing of it. And sort of, in a sense, it's just choosing to not focus on the difference and focus on the similarities. Being a part, just choosing to be a part of something, as opposed to focusing on the feeling that they're not feeling a part of it. You could almost say it is like a form of recovery from being an INFJ, if you like. I think we're sort of touching on some areas of the Enneagram. For those that are familiar with it, it's about sort of recognizing the pros and the cons of one's type, and recognizing that it's like the identifying with the type that can be sort of part of the problem. I think there's truth that some of the journey is about identifying with the type, about, yes, this is me, I'm feeling understood, I'm feeling like I'm not different. This makes sense to me, what I'm hearing about myself, but not to stay there, not to camp there, but to move beyond that, and sort of choosing to go the journey of there is no spoon, there is no gap, there is no bridge to cross. Changes one's focus to being a part of, connecting with others, recognizing that we all sort of share in the human story, and putting one's focus there. And ironically, this is how INFJs can bring their uniqueness to the world.